going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. Today is System Saturday, and for you guys who are new, the purpose of this show is pretty much started because the weekend's on Friday. Everybody's happy. Everybody usually wants to go out and have a good time, and you usually don't have as much time as you usually would during the week to get up on Saturday and handicap these games. So we look at the database, we see what systems are active, we make sure that they make sense, and we decide which ones we're going to rock with. So that's what we're going to be doing here today. I do always like to start every show by being transparent. Yesterday was a really good day. I went 4-0. I've hit 16 of my last 19 wagers, also 39 and 15 the last 54. So seeing things pretty clear right now, and we'll try to keep it going here on the System Saturday. I also want to mention I got a question about the memberships, asking how do I become a member. I just said that I would, get back to you on this show. And I looked into it. I thought about some things that we could do for members on the channel. I had to send it into YouTube to be reviewed. And pretty soon it will be an option for anybody who's interested. Now, System Saturday, first game we will talk about. It's only two games today in the NBA, so we'll touch on both of them. We'll look at 501, 502, Dallas and Miami. This game opened Miami -1. We still see them as a 1 point favorite pretty much everywhere. Total open 224.5. Have not seen much movement there either. Injury report for the Mavericks. It looks like Frank Ntilikina. I can never say his name. Ntilikina. He's game time decision. Other than that, they're good to go. For Miami, Bam Adebayo, game time decision here. I do think he's going to play. Just the importance of this game for both teams. I think he'll be out there. Kyle Lowry is game time decision. He doesn't matter. And then Jovic is out. So let me pull up the system. We'll get straight to it on this one. This one is just for this season specific, but these teams have been doing really well. And we'll start here. So this system says we're looking at short home favorites of 3 or less, in a revenge situation after All-Star break. So far this season, we've had 24 of these games. They are 19-5 straight up, 19-5 against the spread. They win by an average of 8 points per game. And we see is active on the Heat versus Mavericks. So I like that. And just thinking about this game in general, I mean, it means a lot. It means something for both teams, but I think it's a little bit more for this Heat team. When I hear Kyrie talking about, his new Dallas Mavericks team and calling them a clusterfuck and saying things like, we're not going to be championship overnight. It's for kind of saying it's more towards long term. It's not giving me a whole lot of inspiration to go out here and bet the Mavericks. I mean, this is already a Mavericks team who does not have a winning record on the road, 15-24 straight up. And we haven't really seen anything to like since the trade deadline. For the Heat team, they have been a little disappointing as well. I can't lie, but they've been consistent in one thing. They win at the house. They may not cover, but you're only asked to win this game. This point spread is -1, where they are 25-14 straight up. So a combination of that, a chance for them to get revenge versus a Mavs team who blew them out the last time that they played, and just looking at the Miami Heat in the standings right now, they're currently in the 7th seed. They're behind the Nets by 2 games. They're in front of the Hawks by 2 games. So they still have a chance to make it out of the play-in tournament. I think that gives them a little extra motivation. And really, the Hawks and the Raptors are tied right behind them. So it could turn, if they continue to lose games, it could turn into a situation where, the play-in is not going to be just win one and get in. They got to win a couple or a few. And that's not the situation that they want to be in. So I like what the database says here. I like the situation for Miami at the house. I'll roll with them. I took the money line at -115, -115, -110 for -1. I just paid the 5 cents in case they win the game by 1 point, so I can get paid. Now, let's take that off the screen. And I'm messing up with the banners. That was Mavs at Heat. Now we will flip over. We will go. I don't have the comment section to help me out with the banners today, but we will flip over to Clippers at Pelicans. And let's get back over to the odd screen here. So this game opened -3 for the Pelicans. We haven't really seen any movement at all. Total for the game Total for the game opened 225, and we've seen that increase as high as 227. The consensus is 226 and a half. Injury report for both of these teams. For Dallas, it looks like, for the Clippers, it looks like they will be without Paul George still. Eric Gordon is game time decision. Boston is game time decision. Marcus Morris also game time decision here. For the Pelicans, it looks like they will continue to be without Jose Alvarado, Liddell, and Zion Williamson. So let's pull up and see what we have here for this system. And this is, it's the same kind of deal as far as importance for both of these teams, but because it's System Saturday, let's start off right here. So this query, and let me make sure I can show that it's active here today. And we got the words there. I typed in the words just to make it a little easier on the save query. So we're looking at Road Dogs getting 5.5 points or less in conference games on the second of a back-to-back after they lost on the road. And this is since 2014. And this trend is only from game 20 through game 80. We exclude the last two games because teams start to rest players, gearing up and getting ready for the playoffs. And it looks like they are 57, 42 straight up, which is 57.6%. And remember, these are underdogs. So anything over 50% is profit. They're also 64, 34, and 1 against the spread, 65.3%. And once again, that says to back the Clippers here tonight on the second of a back-to-back. Now, while we're here on this query, let's just look at a couple things, right? I know I have some of these saved. Let's maybe look at if it's after All-Star break. Should have that up here somewhere. Down the stretch, let's see how these teams do. If it gets any better, any worse. If my computer decides to cooperate with me here. So we do that. It gets a little bit better in both categories. 60% straight up, smaller sample size, obviously, and 67.5% against the spread. So let's back it up here. Let's also look at if it's a revenge game for this team. Let's see how they do, because this is a situation where they got blown out last time by them as well. And if it's a revenge game, it gets even better. 30 and 12 against the spread, 71.4%, 26 and 16, 61.9%. And these are underdogs winning at this clip. Let me just show you that this is still active here today. So this system, like I said, goes back to 2014, and it makes sense here. Clippers and Pelicans both battling for playoff position. I feel like the last time when they played, that game specifically just meant a lot more for the Pelicans. Like they were really, really in danger of falling out of the play-in tournament at that time. And the Clippers were kind of, in a much better situation. Now we look at it, we have the Clippers in the 5th seed. They are 1.5 games behind the 4th seed. They are tied with the Warriors record-wise, and they're 1.5 games from being in the play-in. And right behind them, tied with the Pelicans, 7th and 8th seed is, tied with the Lakers, 7th and 8th seed, Pelicans, Lakers. So it's really close. The Timberwolves are even, 2 games behind the Clippers. So it's a very meaningful game for both of these teams. If the Pelicans lose, they could be in that 9th spot. Could potentially, depending on how the rest of these teams play the next couple of days, could be out of the play-in tournament. Meanwhile, the Clippers are trying to fight to keep their position and also maybe even get a little bit of home court advantage. So looking at how the game went yesterday, nobody for the Clippers played more than 25 minutes. They already know how important this game was going to be, and they had to keep their players fresh because of it. And it's a back-to-back. I think this should have been more of a pick-em type game. I think you're getting a little bit more extra points just because of that back-to-back, even though it's not a real one. Like I said, they waved the white flag at halftime. They already knew the game for tomorrow means a hell of a lot more for us. So we'll back the Clippers plus the 3 points. I think they can get the job done outright. So in review, let's get the banner right here for once. In review, System Saturday, we are going to rock with, bear with me here. So System Saturday, we are going to rock with the Clippers plus the 3 points, and we're going to rock with the Heat on the money line, minus 115. Best of luck if you tell. If you like the video, if I'm helping you guys make some money, hit the like button for me. It does help me out quite a bit. If you want to know whenever I go live, hit the subscribe button and you'll get notifications. I will be doing a video in about another hour or so with Mr. Ravino. We will break down the Final Four for the men's college basketball. We did really good in the Elite Eight video. I think we got, pretty much profit on every single game there. So we'll try to replicate that. And as always, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I will also be doing another System Sunday. Usually just System Saturday, but I'm gonna try to do one again tomorrow, similar style to how I do it today, because I plan on going out tonight. And we're hot. I want to make sure that I want to lean on the database a little bit, but I'm also going to do my homework as well. So best of luck on all your action. Good luck if you tell, and I'll catch you guys in an hour with Mr. Ravino. And if you guys are not there, I'll catch you tomorrow.